Good day, everyone, and welcome to our subject, Understanding the Self. And welcome to the academic year 2020-2021. So, very different from the educational system nga naagyan naton. Halin karang una, this is the first time nga mo-online kita, but kaya ta dya. Kaya nun ta, and together, buligan ta asa matapos naton dayang semesters. Again, welcome to our subject, Understanding the Self. First, let me introduce myself kung sino ba lang gawakal-wakal nga dya. Okay. So, I will be your teacher for this subject, and I am instructor Juna Marie G. Pacardo. And I have included my credentials. So, I graduated my college from Central Philippine University, and I graduated AB Psychology year 2011 pa. Okay, so amun ko kadi ka malam, no? So currently, I am finishing my master's degree from West Visayas State University. I am taking master's in education, major in guidance and counseling. And so, amo ka na yung background ni ma'am ninyo. Okay? So, di kita makita ay personally, but at least you have an idea kung sino maistray ninyo so that who knows, kung magsumalangay kita, makabugnuhanay man kita. Di ba la? Okay. So, next here, if you could see, this is an excerpt sa gin-include ko sa aton nga group page. Okay, so I have said there a greeting. Good day, dear students. How are you? Okay, a bit disappointed or sad? Well, this pandemic has brought so much change in our lives, including our educational system. But let's not stress ourselves of the things we can't control. Haiti ana dayang national instruction nga mandate ka naton to continue to distance ourselves from one another to avoid this COVID-19 virus. Okay, so instead nga masubuan pa kita or ma-depress or maging negative, let's be more appreciative. Let's appreciate more of the things nga may dayan kita, of the blessings that we still continue to have. And be thankful and be positive. Okay, class, let's continue to learn to be a better version of ourselves. Okay? Agi lang daya, way ta kamaan kung ano yung future, ako ano yung gahulat ka naton ahead, but let's continue to be appreciative so that yung ginaagyan ta nga dya, malampuwasan naton nga mamag-an lang. Okay? Sige. So, next slide here. Kung nakita nyo, I have here the vision, mission, and core values of our school. Okay? ISCOF, San Enrique Iloilo. Okay, so insagin include the kidaya because our subject, our lessons, yung mga discussion natin must be anchored sa aton nga vision, mission, kag core value. So isa-isa kung taanay para nga maintindihan gid naton mas mag-grasp naton. Okay, first here is our vision. Okay, so it is the vision of Iloilo State College of Fisheries to become a premier academic institution in Southeast Asia. Okay, so we can achieve this if all of us, students, and every one of us will try to excel in our own different ways. Okay, so it doesn't mean nga kailangan tananid ka mo cum laude, tananid ka mo magna cum laude, but you just have to adhere kung ano yung mga kinanglan natin ma-learn, kinanglan natin nga mahimo in our own little ways. Okay, and that is sa simply to comply of the things that you need to do in your academic nga mga requirements. Okay, and one of this is yung pagtuon naton. Okay, if we do not study, if we do not help ourselves, then we cannot improve ourselves. Okay, and then the next here is the university or the school's mission. Okay, una kagina vision, the next is the mission. Okay, this is to upgrade quality education, generate jobs, and alleviate poverty through excellent academic programs. So it's not only about the school, it is about you, your future ahead of you, and what you will become. So we are trying our best to give you the maximum education that we can give. That's why bisan mabudlay, we are trying to discuss things bisan online and to record it so that you can view it on your own and be educated bisan marayo kita. Hindi lang dayon nga pitsi-pitsing education, but na-try ta nga trying our best nga ito makanyo the best that you deserve. So that someday you can have your job. Okay, so mudaya nga nag-eskwela ka na sa college para nga later on makakita kita ka mayad nga obra. So that kung ano ya aton nga social status do karon, we can alleviate or mapasaka naton. So mostly ka naton man dayon sa poverty, but through education pwede naton nga mapasaka. Okay? Through excellent academic programs. So kinahanglan ta lang gid nga mag-abide, mag-join and mag-sunod because someday everything nga ma-learn naton from school, ginatong tudlo ka naton are tools para magamit nyo in the real life setup. Okay? So, amo kada mission kaaton nga eskwelahan. And then, next here is the core values. Or ginatindugan naton nga values or mayad nga pagpamatasan. So, we have fortitude, integrity, scholarship, humanity, excellence, and service. Or, in short, pwede natin ma-acronym as FISHES. Okay? Amo dayo core values naton sa ISCOF. Now, let's proceed. So, amo to tanay aton nga vision, mission, and core values. Now, ma-proceed kita sa aton nga syllabus or kung ano ya content ka aton nga discussion. Kung ano ya content ka mga lessons naton all throughout the semester. Okay, so wa kita an idea sa PowerPoint. And here, i-navigate ko kamo sa aton nga syllabus or syllabus. Since paperless kita, okay, so diya kita anay okay, so here's the syllabus of your subject, Understanding the Self, or pag-unawa sa sarili, our own selves. Before we understand other people, it is also nice and it is also essential to understand ourselves. Course description. Okay, so the course deals with the nature of identity, as well as the factors and the forces that affect the development of personal identity. So, lain-lain kada tao may dahil nga personal identity. So, lang tao natin along the way kung ano yung mga maka-affect kadaya. So, here, the course is divided into 3 major parts. Okay, so the first part, to understand the construct of the self from various disciplinary perspectives. So, gina-discuss natin niya philosophy, sociology, anthropology, and psychology mga branches of science that discuss about the origin and mga theories about self. Okay, so mo the foundation kaaton nga subject. And the second part, explore some of the various aspects that make up the self. So we have the biological and material up to and including the more recent na ginagamit natin, the digital self. Okay? It also provides for the more practical application of the concepts discussed in this course and enables you a hands-on experience of developing self-help for self-regulated learning, goal setting, and self-care. So, dahil sa third part ka aton nga lesson. So, kaina na-discuss naman natin yung vision, mission, and goals ka aton nga iskilahan. So, na ma-proceed na lang kita. So, this one will be discussed by your department, our department, College of Management, and then sa other man nga mga courses, i-discuss man daya. So, this is a sample syllabus. Yung gamit ko lang yung ka HRM. Okay? So, here, the course learning outcomes. Ano ya ginapangayo? Or that at the end of this semester, ano yung mga outcomes nga ma-achieve natin. Okay? So, first part, that you will be able to discuss the different representations and conceptualizations of the self from various disciplinary perspectives. Compared and contrasted how the self has been represented across disciplines and perspectives. Examine the different influences, factors, and forces that shape the self. Demonstrated critical and reflective thought in analyzing the development of oneself and identity by developing a theory of the self. Then, the second part of the course learning outcomes, that you will be able to explore the different aspects of self, demonstrated critical, reflective thought in integrating various aspects of the self. Identify the different forces and institutions that impact the development of various aspects of the self and examine oneself against the different aspects of self. And the last is managing and caring for the self. Mula sa third part, that you will be able to understand the theoretical underpinnings of how to manage and care for different aspects of the self. Okay? So, ma-learn natin kung ano daw mga aspects nga and paano natin i-take care. Hay, each aspects of the self, hindi ta kinanglan nga pabayaan. Dapat, somehow, in any way, dapat buligan man natin kag i-balance natin that you'll be able to acquire and hone new skills and learnings for better managing of oneself and behaviors. So mga tips and mga ways on how to improve yourself and then apply new skills on oneself and functioning for a better quality of life. So bottom line sa tanan nga daya, we want you to have a better life by understanding yourself and by helping yourself. Okay? So here is the matrix. Amen. Daya of our subject. So we have already discussed the vision, mission, and core values. Then kiina, as what we have mentioned sa content kadayang aton nga syllabus, so daya, different perspectives ka self. Okay, so here's the philosophy, sociology, anthropology or culture, psychology, and the self in Western and Oriental or Eastern thought. So, dahil mga coverage ka, first unit naton. The next, unpacking the self, the second unit, which contains the physical self, the sexual self, the material or economic self, the spiritual self, political self, and the digital self, or the self and others in cyberspace. Okay, so very timely gidayang digital self nga daya, because as you can see, we are already using and utilizing social media, cyberspace to communicate with one another, bisan niya pag-eskwela natin. Okay, and the third part, Unit 3, which is managing and caring for the self. Okay, so daya doon, learning to be a better student. Kaya bala? Or may dayan pagali nga pwede natin i-improve, or you're already okay with it. Okay, so may dayan nga pwede natin i-discuss pa. May dayan nga naman mo doon, pero ay pa man naman ang kaiban, then I just wish nga ma-improve pagid naton niya imo nga personality, imo nga pag-eskwela para nga mas mahapos kag hindi ikaw ma-stress sa pagtuon. Sometimes, 'di ba, very stressful magtuon. Hay duro gid ya involved. One of it could be natamadan kita magtuon, right? But pwede tagali daya sanda pangitaan ka mga techniques. Okay, the next is setting goals for success. Okay, remember, success will never be any material thing, but success will always come from the heart. Kung diin kita nalipay. Kung ano yung may dayan kita nga nalipay, dun kita. Hindi nga kung ano gid nga kwarta iaton nga mabuol, but we will discuss further kung ano pagiday ay mga goals naton for success later on paglabot doon naton sa mukaday ang part. And then taking charge of one's health. Okay, most importantly, always naton mabatian nga health is wealth, right? Which is very true gid. Anhon ta pa karon ni aton nga manggad, di aton nga kagwapa or kagwapo, ya mga balay tang hanggod, or kung ano nga property nga may dayan kita if ya aton nga health mag-suffer, if magmasakit dun kita. Okay, that's why nga do karon we are utilizing online platform so that we can take care of our health, ourselves, or else mamasakit kita. Okay, di ba? So, amo kadaya ya totality ka aton nga content. So, may mga subtopics da nga i-discuss naton nga makita taman sa matrix. Now, this syllabus will be found sa aton nga Google Classroom. Ito yung ako gin-include. But, pwede ko man ta na ma-include sa Google Classroom lang ani. Now, okay, grading system, required outputs natin will be 30%, quizzes 30%, major quizzes or assignments daya class. Then major exams, that will be 40% of your grade. Okay, paano tayo sa nabulon? So midterm and final part of our semester is both 50%. So, amo kadaya basis. So, sa first part, which is midterm, amo man kadaya basis naton. So, kung ano yung mga requirement naton, mga assignment, your major exam, which is your midterm exam, i-compute na atanan, bulon yung percentage, and then idugang for another 50% sa final. So, yung coverage na, hindi ka mahambal nga, mabawi lang ko sa finals. Okay? Hi, pareho lang sanda. Equal sanda ka midterm or final. So, you must be consistent. Okay? So, I guess that's all for our syllabus. Okay, we will go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so here. Next here is how to access the course. Okay, so you can access our course through online and modular. Okay, di ba? If you can remember, nag-conduct kita ka Paul sa aton nga group chat wherein mostly nagpili ka modular. So here, let's wait patiently. Hay, waay pa ya aton nga mga modules. So in the meantime, those nga nagpili ka online, ti ma-proceed lang kita, masigisige lang kita ka aton nga discussion. And to accommodate also other students nga ti nagahulat pa ka module, you can also join if you want. You can view. And later on, if available then yung modules, then you can come to school and collect your modules. Then for given time, before you submit, kinanglan, you are responsible man kung kasano yung deadline, and kung hindi ko ka-submit, it is also your responsibility to inform me kung insa, so that I can understand. Okay? So for online, this is already one. The first nga encounter naton, first nga discussion, virtually. Okay, so I will be posting this sa aton nga Google Classroom or sa page. Depende lang, later I will decide. Okay, so mga amo dahil mga platforms nga pwede natin magamit. Then for sa online sa online nga mga nga option, then for the quizzes and assignments, then i-utilize natin yung Google Forms. Okay, so dyan ka ma-answer ka quiz, ka assignments, then so that ma-collect ko doon and ma-assess online as well. Okay, so I have here sa idalom, but let it be known that we will be imposing leniency when it comes to schedule. So, dumduman nyo dyan, daya sa ginpost na class schedule ninyo sa group page. Okay, so what do we mean by this? It means nga kung ano yung schedule natin, it doesn't necessarily mean nga on the dot gid dayan. Instead, kung may mga activities, may dayan nga mga assignments, you are given time. You are given time to view this discussion. You're also given time to submit. Tungod nga iban nag-urobra, iban may mga difficulty when it comes to signal. So hindi naman gusto nga this schedule will give you anxiety or will give you pressure before mo ma-comply. Okay? So make sure lang you always open our page. You always open our group chat. Okay? So that you are always updated. Okay? Nan. Sige. And also, gali class, if you have questions with regards sa aton nga discussion, sa aton nga orientation, then feel free. Feel free to type sa comment section so that we can answer. Okay? So next here. Okay, next is how can you reach me? Okay, so we have a group chat. Right? Nan. So almost man kanaton dayan add sa group, and then if the topic or the concern is something nga you think dapat ako lang yung makamaan, hindi doon mamanaan ka mga classmate mo, then you are welcome to send me a private message. Okay, so official hours na mag-send kadaya is from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. However, kung online man lang ako, pag makita ko nga may message, then bisan beyond these hours, I can still accommodate. But if in some cases, hindi ako to online and yet may mga concern, hulat-hulat lang kita until nga maging online si ma'am. Okay, so every day, kung ay malang gurot emergency, nag-online man ako. Okay? So you can always contact me through our group chat or private message sa Facebook. Okay? Sige. Next. Okay. So in any platform siguro, may it be face-to-face, and now we are utilizing online classroom, we also need online classroom rules. Diba? So ano dayang mga online classroom rules? Okay? So first here is it's one of the 8 netiquettes. Okay, mga etiquettes nga dapat naton nga gamiton when utilizing this online nga platform. First, no yelling please. Mahambal kang, paano kasing gitanay kung dayan sa Facebook or sa Messenger, okay? So, class, magamit kita kaaton nga mga letters when it comes to typing, okay? There is a time and a place for everything. But in most situations, typing in all caps is inappropriate. Okay? So ano yung meaning kung all caps? Yung gina-type natin. It means you are shouting. So if kita yung nag-irestoryhan, please do not type in all caps as part of your net ticket. Okay? Hi, it means nagasinggit ikaw. Okay? Most readers, sa nakaintindi, kag may pinanilagan when it comes sa netiquettes, they would assume nga nagasinggit ya isa or other members of the group. So please be conscious with your font sizes. Okay? So kung hindi man lang it intense, kag okay man lang, ginahambal mo, do not type in all caps. Okay? Next here is sarcasm can and will backfire. Maghambal kita ng sarcasm, ano da? Okay. Sarcasm is daw hindi ikaw agree sa ginahambal na, medyo baliskad, opposite, ginahulat mo nga reaction na sa ginahambal mo. Sarcasm has been the source of plenty of misguided arguments online. It can be incredibly difficult to understand the commenter's intent. May kakamaan nga sarcastic dun gali iya ginaistorya mo. You thought okay pa iya ginamina sa ginahambal mo, but gali insulto doon. Okay, so as a rule of thumb, it's best to avoid sarcasm altogether in an online classroom or even gani personal. Do karlain man nga sarcastic ikaw mag-deal, magsabat-sabat sa iban nga tao. Instead, lean toward being polite and direct in the way you communicate to avoid these issues. Okay? So you'll never be wrong, you'll never get wrong if you are polite. Okay, di ba? Halin karang gamay naton, gina-encourage kita to be polite, not to answer back to other people, especially those who are adults, and even to other people. Ay, hindi it manamit nga batasan. Okay? Next is, don't abuse the chat box. Okay, kung may chat box kita nga ginagamit, our group chat, okay, so limit lang. ya aton nga yung mga topics nga gina-discuss dyan sa aton nga subject. Sa mga topics nga gina-discuss lang naton. So yung mga off topics, yung mga lain nga mga bagay doon about your personal nga mga interest, i-PM ng tawo nga daa or himo kamo ka other nga group chat so that ma-discuss niyo properly. But may kita point nga yung chat box nga pertenecer naton sa aton nga subject could only be used educationally. Bisa ano pa nga pamangkot dyan, basta it is about our subject. Okay? So, next is attempt to find your own answers. Okay? So, yung iban abi class, pag kita pa lang, nagsaga doon ka pinamangkot. Okay. Okay man daa kung hindi mo dugid maintindihan. Pero kung nang waay mo pa na analyze it mayad, waay ka pa na minsar on your own, waay yung pa mo pagingamit yung imo nga own nga brain functions na mangkot ka doon. And then maanad ka dulang kada sa urihi nga puro ka lang pamangkot. Instead, i-try mo anay on your own to analyze and to find a way nga maintindihan mo da. It will also help you to develop your critical thinking. So first, kung na-stuck man ikaw sa assignment mo or sa imong requirement, find time anay to solve it on your own before asking other people of help. Diba? So that you can learn man to be self-sufficient, not always self-seeking ka help from other people. Okay? And the next is stop grammar time. Okay, so always make an effort to use proper punctuation, spelling, and grammar. Insa. Okay, doon naanad, doon kitang kisa mag-shortcut, naanad doon ta nga waay doon punctuation. So this time, sa aton nga online class, since this is an extension of our educational institution, it's best nga i-practice man naton niya proper way kapag spell ka mga words, kaaton nga grammar, kaaton nga punctuation, so that makakonvey kita properly kaaton nga message from one person to another. Okay, avoid the yung mga jeje and all. Okay, so on the other hand, it is also important to be reasonable about other people's grammar mistakes. Okay, hindi magkita although naghambal ta nga i-proper magamit kita ka proper grammar, it's not good man ni i-judge nato ni iban nga may mga sala-sala. Hay hindi man kita bisan kita man kung kisay hindi mat insakto ya ginagamit nato ni may limit man ni aton nga knowledge. So i-try ta lang nga maintindihan kita. And at the same time, kung may mga mistakes, then buligan naton constructively, hindi nga i-criticize naton. Okay? Nan. Okay? And the next is, underline ko gidaya, set a respectful tone. Okay? Maghambal kita nga daya, once nga magamit kita ka chat box, ka private message, comment section, ka aton nga group page, kag ka aton nga Google Classroom, always use or set a respectful tone. Hindi nga, feeling ta casual man sa gihapon, feeling ta naga-chismis lang kita, feeling ta communicate lang ta Japon sa chat box, like casual situations. Na doon nag-chat lang sa friend ta. Remember, class nga, this is just temporary. We pray nga temporary lang gidaya nga sooner or later makabalik kita sa classroom setup and that maka face-to-face kita. But in the meantime, while using this online modalities, let's continue to be respectful to one another. If gusto mo nga maya di pagtrato kanimo, make it a point also. Ngaya pagtrato mo si ibang nga tao, the way you convey your message should be respectful as well. Okay? So set a respectful tone. Next here is submit files the right way. Okay? So may mga hindi gidaya madura nga later on you will have requirements. And make sure to listen or read the instruction para nga yung files nga isend mo is insakto. Okay, hindi ka duman kadaya mag-print or maghimo pa. Kinanglan mo lang kadaya siguro ko sa mga file format, kung ano yung ginapangayo ka file name or yung content. Then, basa anay para maintindihan and kung may mga hindi klaro sa imong end, then ask question para nga before mag-proceed sa activity, insakto yung himuon. And then, last here is read first. Okay, so may mga situation sometimes nga nag-react dun kita. Nag-react dun kita sa makita ta online without even reading the totality of that, of the whole nga article, of the whole nga post. Nagabutang dun kita kaaton nga reaction, comments, violent reaction. Okay, but before anything else, you must read first. After reading or while reading, understand what you are reading. Okay, and so through that, you can be kind and professional. It doesn't mean na estudyante ikaw, hindi ikaw doon pwede maging professional. Okay, so by being professional, dapat hindi kita magbinata-bata when it comes sa mga discussion natin. Because we are already gearing towards adulthood. So, dapat formal man kita in one way or another. Okay? So, these are the online classroom rules nga pwede, nga dapat naton tandaan in our online classes so that we will be guided accordingly and that we can have a harmonious relationship sa aton nga classes. Okay? So, always read and remember these things. Okay, hindi lang tayo makabulig sa online classes naton but even sa daily nga mga online experiences ninyo. Okay? Nan. So next, it's your turn. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Okay. Okay, now I want to know something from you. Okay, so it's your turn. It's your turn to creatively introduce yourself. So this is your activity, your first activity sa aton nga subject. You must creatively introduce yourself. So you can post a video in our group page, maximum of 5 minutes only. Di ka doon mag-exceed dyan. So imagination mo ang limit kung ano yung pag-introduce mo, kaugalingon mo, kung sa din ikaw nag-eskwela, kung sa din ikaw natawo, ano yung imong dreams, kung ano yung mga gusto mo pa himuon nga gina-look forward mo, it's your freedom kung paano mo i-present. Okay? So, in our group page, dayan ko na i-check. So, by next week, Friday, that will be the deadline of your video presentation. Okay, so, daya sa mga nag-post nga online niya, anda nga pilion, so, you have to comply with this. But to those nga mga nagbuol nga modular, then so since ay pakita it modules, pero ya oras naton nagapanaw, so I understand nga possible nga way kamot signal, way kamot means of doing it. So, kung pwede gid, kung possible man lang nga makasend ka mo, the better. Pero kung ay gid it means, then the option for this is you write. Maybe you can write your introduction of yourself and then submit it later on. Pero I highly encourage you to comply with this video of introducing yourself as well. Kung pwede man lang, then do it. Okay? So, I guess that will be all for our orientation for our subject. So, thank you everyone. God bless you and see you next week. Okay? So, if you have any questions, you can always put in our chat box and we will answer that right away. Okay?